Good day, everyone. As the sun rises over the Atlantic, we find ourselves at a pivotal moment in the 2025 hurricane season. The calm of the morning belies the activity brewing just offshore and across the ocean basin. The 2025 Atlantic hurricane season is ramping up fast, with multiple systems now demanding attention. What started as a relatively quiet season has quickly shifted, and now meteorologists are watching the tropics with heightened alertness. This is the peak period, late August through early October, when warm ocean waters and favorable atmospheric conditions fuel storm development. During these weeks, the Atlantic becomes a breeding ground for powerful storms, and even a single disturbance can rapidly intensify. Today we're tracking 4 areas of interest, each with its own set of challenges and potential impacts. These systems are not just dots on a map, they represent real threats that could affect millions of people along the coast and further inland. First, a system off the Carolina coast is drawing concern, as it edges closer to land and brings the possibility of heavy rain, gusty winds, and dangerous surf. Next, a strong tropical wave in the central Atlantic is showing signs of organization. This wave could become the next named storm if conditions remain favorable, and its future path is being closely monitored. There's also a broad disturbance stretching from the Caribbean to the Gulf of Mexico. This system is producing widespread showers and thunderstorms, and could bring heavy rainfall to parts of the Gulf Coast in the coming days. And finally, the well-organized Invest 92L is drawing significant attention from forecasters. This system has a high chance of developing into a tropical cyclone, and its projected path could bring it dangerously close to land. Each system brings unique risks, and our team is monitoring them closely. We're analyzing satellite data, computer models, and real-time observations to provide the most accurate updates possible. The season's predicted activity is now materializing thanks to warm seas and low wind shear. These ingredients are classic signals for an active period, and they're coming together right now to create a volatile environment. It's a reminder, don't get complacent, even if things started quietly. The situation can change quickly, and it only takes one storm to make a season memorable for all the wrong reasons. Preparedness is key, conditions can change rapidly. Now is the time to review your emergency plans, check your supplies, and stay informed as new information becomes available. Our goal today, September 16th, is to give you a clear, concise overview of the current threats. We want you to have the knowledge you need to make informed decisions for your safety and your family's well-being. We'll break down each system, their potential tracks, and what impacts you should expect. From wind and rain to storm surge and flooding, we'll cover the hazards that matter most to you. Let's start with the disturbance already affecting the U.S. coastline, and see what the latest data tells us about its potential impacts in the days ahead. Let's begin with the system closest to home. A low-pressure area just off the Carolinas is developing quickly, with impacts unfolding now and over the next 24-48 hours. While not a classic hurricane, this homegrown system could become a short-lived tropical or subtropical storm. Regardless of its name, it's already bringing heavy rain and gusty winds to the coast. The main threat, water. Persistent onshore flow is causing significant coastal flooding and beach erosion, especially during high tides. From the Outer Banks up the eastern seaboard, communities should brace for rising water and possible infrastructure damage. Hurricane Hunter aircraft will investigate today to assess its strength. For now, treat this as a serious coastal storm. Heed local warnings about high surf, rip currents, and flooding. Stay alert and prepared. The Carolina coastal low's impact stretches far up the eastern seaboard, affecting not just the immediate coastline but also communities many miles inland. This weather system is a reminder of how interconnected our coastal regions are, with effects that ripple far beyond where the storm first makes landfall. Persistent onshore winds are pushing ocean water inland from North Carolina to New Jersey, setting up widespread coastal flooding, especially at high tide. These winds act like a relentless force, driving waves over dunes and into streets, overwhelming drainage systems and leaving neighborhoods vulnerable to rising water. The threat is not limited to one state. Entire stretches of the Atlantic coast are on alert. Even weak storms can cause major problems. Water is often the most destructive element. Floodwaters can surge quickly, catching residents off guard and causing extensive property damage. It's not always the wind that does the most harm. Often, it's the relentless advance of water that leaves the biggest mark on communities. Roads like Highway 12 in the Outer Banks are already seeing overwash, while areas like Hampton Roads and the Chesapeake Bay face moderate flooding. These critical routes can become impassable in a matter of hours, cutting off access for emergency services and residents alike. Flooded roadways are a stark reminder of how quickly conditions can deteriorate. Each high tide brings renewed risk, with prolonged elevated water levels, threatening beach erosion and weakening coastal defenses. Over time, repeated flooding can eat away at beaches and seawalls, leaving homes and businesses more exposed to future storms. The cumulative effect of these events can reshape entire coastlines. Boaters and residents should prepare for hazardous conditions and heed local advisories. Know your evacuation zone and have a plan in place before the water starts to rise. Taking early action can make all the difference when minutes matter. Preparation is key to staying safe and protecting property. And never drive through flooded roads. Turn around, don't drown. Even shallow water can sweep away vehicles or hide dangerous debris. It's always safer to find an alternate route than to risk your life or the lives of others. This storm is a clear example. Even minor systems can have major consequences. The aftermath shows how quickly conditions can change and why it's so important to respect the power of water. Coastal communities must remain vigilant, prepared, and resilient in the face of these ongoing threats. Now let's shift our focus to the vast expanse of the Central Atlantic, a region that often serves as the birthplace for some of the most powerful storms on record. Here, the atmosphere is alive with energy, and the ocean below is a canvas for nature's most dramatic displays. At this moment, a vigorous tropical wave is making headlines showing strong signs of organization as it churns over open waters. Meteorologists are watching closely as clusters of thunderstorms begin to rotate and consolidate, hinting at the early stages of a potential cyclone. This developing system is currently situated between the Cabo Verde Islands and the Lesser Antilles, a corridor notorious for spawning long-track hurricanes that can travel thousands of miles. As it moves steadily westward, it's gliding over exceptionally warm waters, fuel for any tropical system. The wind shear in the region is low, which means there's little to disrupt the storm's growth. These are the perfect ingredients for rapid intensification, and forecasters are taking note. The National Hurricane Center has raised its alert, giving this system a high probability of developing into a tropical depression or even a named storm within the next few days. Their forecast discussions highlight the system's impressive structure and the favorable environment ahead. Computer models are in strong agreement, projecting a west-northwest track as the system continues to organize. These models are invaluable tools, helping meteorologists anticipate where the storm might go and how strong it could become. For now, the consensus keeps the system north of the Lesser Antilles, sparing the islands from immediate impacts. However, residents and travelers in the region are urged to stay informed, as conditions can change rapidly. The long-term path remains uncertain, with a wide range of possibilities depending on future steering currents and atmospheric patterns. Even a slight shift in the track could mean a very different outcome for communities in the storm's potential path. At this time, there's no immediate threat to land, and coastal areas remain calm. But as history has shown, these systems can evolve quickly, and vigilance is key during hurricane season. This is a textbook example of how hurricanes form during the peak of the season: warm water, low wind shear, and a well-organized disturbance coming together in the open Atlantic. We'll be monitoring every development as the system approaches the western Atlantic, providing updates as new data comes in and the forecast evolves. Interests in Bermuda, as well as shipping and maritime operations across the Atlantic, should pay close attention to advisories and be prepared to take action if necessary. Stay tuned for the latest updates as we track this developing storm, bringing you the most accurate information to keep you safe and informed. Remember, the situation can evolve quickly, and staying alert is the best way to stay prepared during hurricane season. Bermuda is watching the Central Atlantic system closely, as forecast models place the island in its potential path later this week. The storm's track will depend on the Bermuda-Azores High. If it's strong, the storm may head west. If weaker, it could curve north. Subtle shifts in this pattern will determine if Bermuda faces a direct hit or a close call. Residents should review hurricane plans, check supplies, and secure property now. Even a near miss can bring dangerous surf, strong winds, and heavy rain. We'll have clearer answers as the storm develops and more data comes in. Don't panic, just prepare and stay informed. Listen to the Bermuda Weather Service for updates. We'll keep you posted as the track becomes clearer. Turning south, we're monitoring a broad, disorganized area of disturbed weather from the western Caribbean into the Gulf of Mexico. No single system yet, But this region is a late-season hotspot for rapid storm development. Sea surface temperatures are extremely warm, prime fuel for cyclones. Moderate wind shear is currently limiting development, but models suggest conditions could improve by late September. If a disturbance enters this environment, rapid intensification is possible. There's no immediate threat, but Gulf Coast and Caribbean residents should stay ready. The quiet now could change quickly. Keep your hurricane plan up to date. The system with the highest chance of immediate development is Invest 92L in the central tropical Atlantic. It's moving west-northwest toward the Lesser Antilles, showing strong thunderstorms and a developing circulation. Conditions are nearly perfect for strengthening, and the National Hurricane Center gives it a greater than 90% chance of becoming a tropical depression or storm soon. The next name on the list, Gabrielle. Residents of the northern Leeward Islands and Virgin Islands should complete preparations now. Watches and warnings are likely. Expect heavy rain, flash flooding, gusty winds, and hazardous marine conditions. After the islands, the storm could threaten Puerto Rico and Hispaniola. All interests in the northeastern Caribbean should stay on high alert. This is a developing, potentially serious situation. Follow official advisories closely. With Invest 92L likely to become Gabrielle, let's review how storms are named. Names are assigned alphabetically. After Gabrielle comes Humberto. With multiple systems developing, we could see both names used soon. Names are set by the World Meteorological Organization and only retired if a storm is especially deadly or costly. Remember, a storm's name doesn't reflect its strength or danger. Focus on the forecast, not the name or category. Even a weak-named storm can cause catastrophic flooding. We'll provide all critical details, including the cone of uncertainty and local warnings. Stay tuned for updates as these systems evolve. With so much activity, vigilance and preparation are essential. Don't be complacent. This is the most active part of hurricane season. Make sure you have reliable ways to receive weather alerts, NOAA radio, trusted apps, or local stations. Check multiple sources for the latest forecasts. Review your hurricane plan, know your evacuation zone, have a destination, and a way to contact family. Assemble a disaster kit with food, water, medications, flashlights, and important documents. Don't wait until a storm is imminent. Prepare now. Secure loose items and trim weak branches around your home. Make sure storm shutters work. Being ready reduces stress and helps you make clear decisions. Stay safe, stay informed, and be prepared for whatever the season brings.